What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, April 26th, 2025, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now it is 13:53 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Iran. So what you're looking at here is video footage of a massive kaboom that just occurred this morning in Iran at the Shahid Raji port, and this is the second largest container port in the entire Middle East. And Israel has denied any involvement in this kaboom, but apparently this port handles 85% of all containers in Iran. So 85% of their containers in Iran, and the second largest container terminal in the Middle East going kaboom. Look at that massive mushroom cloud. That is just totally insane. So I don't know if Israel was behind it or not. They're denying any responsibility for it. And the U.S. has apparently rejected Russian demands to withdraw Ukrainian troops from Donetsk, Kherson, and the Zaporizhia regions, according to the New York Times. American negotiators called the demand unreasonable and unworkable and assured Ukraine that they did not support it. Okay, so very contradictory information coming out. First, the U.S. said that they were considering forcing Ukraine to give up the occupied territories. Now they're walking back on that and saying that it's unreasonable and unworkable. So very strange situation. And the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff formally acknowledged Iran's right to continue its development of all conventional defense capabilities as it sees fit. Okay, so he's saying that Iran can build up their military as much as they want as long as it's conventional. And Witkoff met with the Iranians today in Oman for the third round of nuclear talks with Iran. Also yesterday, Witkoff went to Moscow, completely skipping the meeting in London on Wednesday and just going straight to Moscow to meet up with his buddy Putin. And then he went to Iran. Very interesting and very concerning. And there are reports that India may launch an attack on Pakistan on multiple fronts. And Pakistan's military has reportedly been placed on high alert amid unusual troop movements along the border with India in the past few hours. Residents in several Pakistani border villages say Pakistani army units have entered their areas as part of the deployments. And I showed you guys all the video footage yesterday and the day before of all of these Pakistani tanks massing on the border of India with war markings on them. These are special markings, so there's no friendly fire. Okay, you don't put war markings on tanks for no reason. And last night, for the second consecutive night, Indian and Pakistani forces exchanged small arms fire along the line of control in the Kashmir region. According to the Indian Army, no casualties were sustained. And a NOTAM has been issued in northern India by the Indian Air Force. That's what we see over here. You can see Nepal just to the east. So this is in the Kashmir region. India issuing a flight warning here. So India issuing this flight warning through the 11th of May for this area here close to China and Nepal. And then a flight warning down here for up to the 7th of May. So very, very interesting. And we also know that Pakistan issued a warning for live fire naval exercises right off the coast of India. And they're doing that right now as we speak. And a number of countries have issued travel warnings for India, including the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, and Russia. And the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in India issued an advisory to all media channels to refrain from showing live coverage of defense operations and movement of security forces in the interest of national security. So here's that order that was put out today, dated 26th of April. Advisory to all media channels to refrain from showing live coverage of defense operations and movement of security forces. Okay, so very, very serious here. It says, in the interest of national security, all media platforms, news agencies, and social media users are advised to exercise utmost responsibility and adhere strictly to existing laws and regulations while reporting on matters concerning defense and other security-related operations. Specifically, no real-time coverage, dissemination of visuals, or reporting based on sources-based information related to defense operations or movements should be undertaken. Premature disclosure of sensitive information may inadvertently assist hostile elements and endanger operational effectiveness and the safety of personnel. So clearly India is preparing for war. And France has lifted all restrictions on the use of the Scalp missiles that they gave to Ukraine. And there was an evacuation of the St. Petersburg Clearwater International Airport in Florida yesterday due to a bomb threat. And yesterday, the Houthis launched another ballistic missile at Israel, and it was intercepted by Israel's missile defenses. And the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on April 25th that Ukraine is open to discussing its territories only after a full unconditional ceasefire has been reached. And Virginia Giuffre, a prominent Epstein accuser, has been found dead at her home in Australia. Apparently, she died by suicide, according to her family. Very interesting. And Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky is co-sponsoring a bill to remove Trump's tariff authority and return that power to Congress. Very interesting. And here we have some new video footage showing more Pakistani tanks and heavy equipment, heavy military equipment being moved to the border of India. You can see this towed artillery here. You can see some utility trucks. You can see tanks here. Look at all these tanks on the right side, all these tanks. This is very, very serious, very big buildup. And right now we have the U.S. President Donald Trump returning from Europe for Pope Francis's funeral, which was this morning. You can see his doomsday plane here flying over New Hampshire right now, and it got aerially refueled by two KC-46 Pegasus planes out of New Hampshire. We also have this VIP plane for the U.S. Air Force trailing behind, and you can see it took off from Mildenhall in the UK. It appears that it's going straight to Offutt Air Base, which is pretty interesting. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. I wanted to give you guys this quick update. I will be back later on tonight with another update. It looks like the situation with Pakistan and India is continuing to escalate, and this massive kaboom in Iran is very, very suspicious. We're hearing that potentially dozens of people have been killed. Israel is denying any involvement, but what could cause such a big kaboom like this? I mean, that looks like a nuclear bomb going off or something, or some kind of large conventional explosive. But I'm going to continue to monitor this situation, and you can follow all the news live in my 24/7 live stream. Also, consider joining my Patreon. It's $3 a month. You get access to all these updates with no advertisements. And until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by EMP Shield. Guys, EMP Shield has created a special discount just for you, the listeners of the NYPrepper channel. If you go to empshield.com and use the promo code NYPrepper, you can get 15% off your entire order. And why do you need an EMP shield? Well, this is a special device to protect your vehicle, your RV, your solar generators, your radios from an electromagnetic pulse, which could be caused by a solar flare or potentially a rogue country like North Korea detonating an electromagnetic pulse weapon over the United States that's mounted onto a satellite. So protect your vehicles, protect your RV, protect your radios, protect your generators with an EMP shield. Use my promo code NYPrepper to get 15% off. Installation is super simple. This is a veteran-owned business, 100% American-made, and the EMP shields have been tested by the military, okay? And free shipping is included to the entire continental United States. And the link and the promo code are in the description below this video.